Sometimes the most powerful moments on television are not planned, and they don't come with dramatic music or prepared lines, but instead arrive quietly, through emotion that can't be hidden, and one such moment unfolded when Anderson Cooper found himself deeply moved during a conversation about Rob Reiner's personal family pain, a discussion that went far beyond Hollywood success and public image. Anderson Cooper is known around the world as a calm, composed journalist who has reported from war zones, natural disasters, and some of the darkest chapters of modern history. Yet during this conversation, viewers witnessed a different side of him, one that revealed how deeply personal loss can affect even those who appear strongest. As Rob Reiner spoke openly about family struggles, emotional wounds, and the kind of pain that stays hidden behind closed doors, the atmosphere in the room changed, and it became clear this was no longer just an interview, but a deeply human exchange. Reiner reflected on how emotional suffering often goes unnoticed, even within loving families, explaining that many people learn to hide their struggles so well that those closest to them never fully understand what they are carrying inside. His words resonated strongly with Anderson Cooper, whose own life has been shaped by loss and grief, and as the conversation continued, Cooper's usual professional distance slowly faded. His voice softened, his expressions changed, and for a brief moment, the polished studio setting disappeared, replaced by raw honesty. Cooper acknowledged how silence can be one of the most dangerous things when it comes to emotional pain, because when people stop talking about what hurts them, the world assumes everything is fine, even when it isn't. Rob Reiner emphasized that emotional suffering does not always announce itself loudly, and that the absence of visible signs does not mean the absence of pain. The discussion touched on the guilt many parents feel, the unanswered questions that linger, and the lifelong impact of wondering whether something could have been said or done differently. Anderson Cooper listened not just as a journalist, but as someone who truly understood the kind of inner conflict, and at one point, he struggled to hold back his emotions, a rare and powerful sight for viewers who are used to seeing him in control. What made this moment so impactful was not any shocking revelation, but the honesty shared between two people who recognized how common, yet invisible, emotional suffering can be. By the end of the conversation, the message was clear and unmistakable: emotional pain is real, it deserves attention, and it should never be ignored simply because it is uncomfortable to talk about. Anderson Cooper closed the discussion with a quiet but meaningful reminder that reaching out, asking questions, and listening without judgment can make a difference, and that acknowledging vulnerability is not a weakness, but an act of courage. This moment stayed with audiences not because of controversy, but because it reflected something deeply human, reminding viewers that behind fame, success, and public recognition, there are real people carrying real pain. And sometimes, the most important conversations are the ones that force us to stop, listen, and care.